Hello gainers, I'm Ralphie and welcome to my channel called Fitter Philosophy, in which I share Stoic experience-based philosophical stuff with you and just stories and anecdotes and all sorts of stuff. And I'm going to share something with you that's very specific. It happened to me recently and I want to bring it to your attention. I must stress before I go any further into this video that it is an opinion and only a personal opinion. It's my personal opinion, and that's me covered my backside, right? So I was in the supermarket recently and I was buying what I usually buy in this particular supermarket. It's in Britain. It's a British based supermarket chain called Tesco, and in my opinion they're noted for being generally affordable and selling all the corporate, it's dominated the supermarket, like many supermarkets, dominated by corporate business interests in which they sell you stuff to eat, which is not necessarily the best thing for your health. For example, sugar-coated ice cream, chemical-infused frozen pizzas, ready meals laced with preservatives, the usual stuff that we tend to accommodate in the modern world as the food supply. The one thing that you do notice, particularly in supermarkets, is that if you're actually looking for food with real nutritional value, particularly if it's ethically sourced, you increasingly face a challenge, because supermarkets sell what sells, and when people are buying food, they're buying food which is easy to consume and frankly addictive. And I'm not just giving a personal opinion here, there's a whole load of evidence to support this. So there I was in the supermarket recently, and I was just in to buy some milk, locally produced milk, funnily enough, from local suppliers, sustaining local farmers in the local community, because that's important to me. And furthermore, the milk's fresher, which is a plus point. And along at the end of the shelf was this. So have a look at that. This is Rude Health Coconut. Now I'll bring it closer so you can see it clearer. Right. Can you see it's coconut, and it's got the smiling gnasher's teeth, and it's got the pieces of coconut, and it's even got a little award here called Great Taste, and it's been given 2 stars in the Great Taste Award programme. So because I didn't have my reading glasses on, I grabbed it thinking, good, I've not had some coconut juice for a while. There's a carton of coconut. When I got it home and opened it and poured myself a glass, what I discovered was that it was a drink infused with some coconut extract. Let me highlight to you. And I'm going to have to put my reading glasses on for this now so I can actually see clearly. And heaven help any older person that's not got sharp eyesight. When we're in a shop, we tend to go and buy what we usually buy, and when we're buying anything extra, we go on the superficial messaging of the packaging. And this is what we have here. Bright blue, so it stands out, and it says Rude Health, which suggests it's healthy, and the Rude suggests it's basic, and it's basic, it's unrefined. So that's the messaging that's going on. And then you turn to the back of the carton. See that bit there? Now, fair play, it's clearly presented. It says spring ingredients: spring water, rice, coconut milk, 7.5%, and calcium carbonate, and a little bit of sea salt. Now, does the front of the carton tell us, or even message in any way, that the contents are only 7.5% coconut? It just says coconut. I think that is grossly misleading. I think it is condescending. I think it is deliberately misdirecting. And I will never ever buy this product again. I feel that I've been ripped off. And yet they haven't done anything illegal. There's this company, they've given themselves a nice standout name, standout packaging, and then they say in the carton, coconut. And we think it's coconut. We assume the majority of it is coconut. But no, it's rice water with 7.5% coconut milk. And it's been fortified. It's been fortified with calcium carbonate. That's CaCO2. Now, calcium carbonate you can buy in a chemist's shop. You'll get it in a brand called Tums, used for settling upset stomachs. And it's also sometimes used by people as a supplement for a calcium deficiency. However, when you go online and check out reputable sites like the National Library of Medicine, they do give you a conditional warning that the excess consumption of calcium carbonate can result in deposits in your arteries and the clogging of arteries. In other words, too much of a good thing can become bad for you. And yet there is absolutely no clear, visible guidance on this packaging. What you've got instead is you're in rude health when you limbo under a car park barrier. Now, someone somewhere, that's what it says there, in my opinion, is having a laugh and taking the piss. It doesn't end there. Up for anything just like you, okay? Pour it on your cereal, bake with it, make a lovely cloud in your coffee. Our coconut drink, now this is the point where it's in the back of the label and on the side of the label of the carton. That's when they actually tell us it's a coconut drink. Nothing in the front of the label says it's a coconut drink. It says no added sugar, gluten-free, so more suggestibility that this must be good for you. Well, they've lost me as a customer permanently. I find this very condescending, misleading, patronising, and it insults my intelligence, and I'll never buy any of their products again. They can fool me once, but if they fool me again, I'm the fool. And that's really all I have to say. Thank you.